What is up, my YouTubers, and welcome to Prison Talk Tuesday. All right, so I have a few things to say for my intro first. One, the things I say in this video is not only the things based on my own opinion, but a few others as well. I will not be using names except for a few of my friends that I have made, but this is the raw truth, and so let's begin. What is up, my YouTubers, and welcome to random prison video number 3. All right, yes, I am in the same outfit because I'm trying to get ahead and record a bunch of videos all in one. All right, so we're going to be talking about a few stories here, and some of these stories I will not be using names. I guess I could because they've been in prison, so everything's what is it called, freedom of information, and you can always look them up. But I don't know somebody's last names. But anyways. The first one I want to talk about is this lady named Sharon. So I had transferred out of reception into the C dorm, which, like I said before in one of my videos, that the C dorm was supposed to be like the hospice type dorm or transitional dorm. But anyways, so when you are 90 days out of leaving prison and you are about to dose, meaning that if you are a meth addict on the outside, they do give you like Subutex. I think it's Subutex. Suboxone. I'm not an addict. I apologize. I'm probably getting them wrong, and I'm probably sure that they are two different things. Point is that when you're 90 days out, they start to dose you. And the reason why is because they want to make sure that you don't relapse when you get out. And then as I think it's like 2 weeks out, they give you the shot. And it's supposed to last, I don't know, like a month or something. Anyways, this lady named Shannon, really nice lady, but you could tell when she was dosing, or when she started dosing, and you could tell when her dosage would go up because she would sit there and she would be up all night and she would nod out during the day, and poor her, accidentally, which I'm sure is very common for those who dose. Correct me if I'm wrong, but she started nodding out, and she was sitting with her back to the open part of her bed, because we had rails all around her bed except for the part with the stair or the ladder, not stairs, ladder. And she was trying to do something, and she started nodding out, and she went to, I guess, fall backwards in her bed, and she fell backwards off her bed. Luckily, grabbed the railing. It looked like she popped her shoulder out of her socket, the way she fell, but it was really weird. It was like in slow motion. She fell off this bed, and she fell on her like, I don't know if she fell on her butt or her side. I was on the top bunk catty corner to her, so I saw everything, and I felt so bad for her. But she got up. She was fine. Um, she did injure herself a little bit, but it could have been so much worse. But that's just one case of somebody who's dosing, and I'm sure that people have better stories than me. Another lady her name is Brandy, and she was my bunkmate when I went to the Canary, the little Raleigh. And although she was really nice, she was really, really nice. She was a little spazzy. Her personality was one of those, like, she was too overly nice, and I didn't really trust her too well, but found out that she was kind of one of those people who, I guess, owed a lot of people things. She would borrow this stuff to pay this person, one of those people. And she was also looking to get high all the time and drunk all the time, any which way she could. And it was so funny because there was one night where a few people had gotten hooch, and they were so drunk and they were running around, and it was supposed to be lights out. They were doing the last, what is it called? Check of the night. It was like at 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night. And when you're doing, when they do code checks, you're supposed to be on your bed and your legs are supposed to be hanging over a certain way. Not everybody hangs their legs over, but you're supposed to be on your bed no matter what. Not on the trunk, not on the floor next to your bed, on your bed. And the guards were in the next pod over, and I kept trying to tell her, sit down, you're going to get in trouble. And she kept getting up to go to other people's beds. And I finally got off of my bunk, which I knew I could have gotten in trouble. I knew that, and I was willing to risk it. Why? Why I was willing to risk it? I shouldn't have. I should not have cared. but I grabbed her, sat her down, told her to sit still because I knew that the guards were coming. And she finally sat still long enough. But as soon as the guards left, and she, got up and did all the stuff. On top of that, it was nighttime and the lights were out at 11:30. I can't remember what day this was, so I can't remember exactly if lights went out at 10:30 or 11:30. Or 10:30 or 12:30. Either way. Um, one of her friends, not girlfriends, but like one of her people she talked to, we'll put it that way, was on top bunk at the very bottom of, or at the very end of our dorm. And we were in the middle. Our bunks were in the middle. And she had gotten up because when lights are out, you are not allowed out of your bed unless you're going to the bathroom, or if you are like doing the work stuff, like if you're mopping or out in the day room mopping or something. That's like once the lights are out, you're supposed to be on your bed. And the guards don't check as often, but they usually come around as soon as lights are out just to make sure and to remind people, hey, now if you have an ass guard, they'll write you up, of course, for being out of your bed. But most of them just say, hey, get in your bed. Anyways, Brandy, she had gotten off her bed, ran over to her friend's bunk, crawled up into bed with her, and was laughing hysterically. Her friend was trying to sleep because she had to get up early because she had an appointment in the morning. She didn't want to be disturbed. She starts laughing. She falls off the bed, hits her head on the locker, starts laughing hysterically. Her friend then gets off her bunk to get her up, and she then proceeds to run into the bathroom. And she's like, whatever, fine, I'm going back to sleep. So her friend went back to sleep, and she was in the bathroom. What possessed her to take a shower after lights were out when she knew very well that you're not supposed to take showers after 9 p.m., whether lights are out or not? You have till 9 p.m. to get all your showers in, unless, like I said, unless you have permission because you were either a work release or you were doing something in a day room to help the guards. But you have to have permission. But basically, she was so drunk and so high that she was in the shower, and I don't really know what she was doing. I think she was in there with another girl, if you can use your imagination. Long story short, she did get not only written up, but she ended up going to SEG. They came in, packed all her stuff up, and she left her locker and her trunk trashed. That was another thing that I didn't like about her. Her bed was always trashed, always trashed. It was driving me insane. The crumbs and the candy wrappers and everything else. I mean, I understand some people are like that, but how do you wonder how people treat their beds in prison if that's how they live on the outside? And I understand that like when you're drunk or high, you don't really pay attention, but it was just becoming a problem. So basically, she got kicked out. Um, and then there was this lady named Nala. Nala is a famous person. I won't say famous. She's just basically, she's been there before. A lot of people know her. She's one of those loyal person. She will stick up for you, but don't F with her. Do not F with her. And of course, once again, I did not know because she liked to sleep. She was on a certain medication. They just upped her medication and it made her really, really sleepy. I can't remember what it was, but I noticed that she was sleeping a lot more, and she explained to me because of her meds. And if she was bothering me or anything, I told her, I said, if I'm bothering you because I'm up and down off my bed, just let me know. She goes, no, I'm just really tired. My medication makes me tired. Well, so I thought one time when she came back in and she was tired, I did not know that she was drunk. So basically, she went to SEG. Then we had one of the guards. The C word guard that nobody likes at all. If you hear somebody in the background, it's because my daughter went in the bedroom. Baby girl, hold on. Anyways, hold on. Daddy, Jim, can you grab her? Or I'm almost done, baby. I have like 3 more things to talk about. That's it. No, not you. Hey, I wasn't saying that to be mean. I was just saying I have 3 more things. Just give me 5 seconds. I was telling her, it's like I literally have 3 more things. All right. So, this guard, I won't give you her name. I should. I really, really should. How about this? If you guys really want to know the C word guard's name, comment below, because I do not mind at all putting her on full blast, because anybody who has met her, who's dealt with her, would probably agree. But apparently one day she got into a car accident with the transport van. And she decided to leave the scene and not come back. Rumor had it that she was drinking and she got into a crash and then fled the scene. And the only reason why the rumor started is because she came back. She was slurring her words. She couldn't stand up. I understand that if you're in a crash, you're a little whatever. But she had gotten another guard, the other guard who was up her butt all the time. Her little minion person, to go drive the transport van back. And the people who were in the van, there was only like 2 people who were in the van, were, I think, starting these rumors because they were with her and they kind of noticed that she was doing weird things. Supposedly she had it was basically like a hit and run type of thing. She didn't wait. I don't know. But there for a while, she was not allowed to do transports at all. And she had to be under review because of that incident. But yeah, we know how rumors start. But nobody likes that guard anyways, so it doesn't matter. I think we were all just trying to get her fired or move back up the hill, which we were really trying. And we had, when I was back in the C dorm, one of my lovely, lovely bunkmates, this older lady, and I will say her name because you can look up her charges. Gloria Esty or Esty or something like that. Bipolar, we'll put it that way. Bipolar, little manic, more manic bipolar. Very interesting lady. Loves to talk. I had to look up her charges because she was trying to tell me one story. And then I looked up her charges, and although she was right about what she told me, she left out a lot of the details, which I'm sure a lot of prisoners do. But basically, we'll just put it this way, she got drunk off a Listerine, and she took her sandal, like one of those heavy clog sandals or whatever, and beat her roommate to death, and then tried to clean up the scene. And she claimed that she had no idea what happened, even though she did say that she drank Listerine and was drunk off that. But she said that she blacked out and she had no idea what she did. She was trying to appeal her case for years. She tries to appeal everything. She's one that she goes frequently to SEG. She flips out on a lot of people. She doesn't like a lot of people. She tries to appeal her going to SEG. She tries to get a lot of guards in trouble. She's one of those that cries wolf a lot. And I'm sure she has spent thousands and thousands of dollars on trying to take down the prison system or whatever. Because she has stacks and stacks and stacks of letters and cases that she has opened regarding her on fights that she's been in, that she said that she didn't start, or things that the guards have done to her, even though that weren't, validated, or it's just, the list is long. So she was one of those interesting people that I met, and you talk to her and the stories that she's come or says, it's like, you wonder if it's true or not, but she basically didn't think that her life sentence was, justifiable. And even though she wasn't charged with insanity, she knew fully well what she did, but she kept contradicting herself. So anyways, then we have this older lady named Tamika. Tamika is another one who's quite famous in the system. She seems like she's very mean. She seems like she's very rude, but that's just she's been in prison for a while. She actually ends up being really funny. Once you get to know her, she actually ends up being really funny. But she's another one not to mess with. She's very opinionated. She doesn't care if she offends you or not. She doesn't care what she says to people. Um, she's just one of those people, and ended up where she ended up going to SEG because of she got in a fight with one of the guards. So there's that. And then another story I have is the librarians. So the librarians in the Canary unit, Tamika was working at the time. So on August 27th, 2024, the librarians, Tamika and this other girl, got fired because apparently they were hoarding pills and they had a hooch, couple different types of hooch started in there. And it's funny because you would wonder how the guards didn't notice this and who snitched. That was the first thing we were wondering is who snitched. But our library was so small and they always tried to the librarians tried to rearrange the books all the time, and they would always close down at different times saying oh, I don't feel good, or hey, act like you don't feel good so I can leave and I can close down, or they would make things up to close down the library, or make things up like, oh, we have to rearrange this shelf because we have more of these books. So we kind of figured it out, but that's they got fired for that. The kitchen people got fired. I think it was the entire second shift of kitchen workers got fired because they all failed their drug screens. So that was interesting because then it only had morning shift and we had a lot of packouts. We had a lot of packouts for a while. Then this really, really nice lady named Brandon, I felt so bad for her. She was outside doing yard work and I guess she didn't see the yellow jackets, and if you know yellow jackets, they burrow on the ground. She ran over them with the lawnmower because she didn't see them obviously. Oh my god, she head to toe. Thank God she wasn't allergic, but I mean, she had to almost strip down. The guards who were trying to help her ended up getting stung. That one of the guards ended up having to take off his pants. That yes, it was a male at the time, but he ended up taking off his pants because he had bees in his pants. I mean, it was horrible. So she was in the medical unit for about a week with bee stings, and it was horrible. But thank God she wasn't allergic. And then the last story I'm going to tell you guys right now and leave you with this story is this girl. Don't know who she is, and I don't know if this is a rumor, but apparently several people told me this story, or I heard this story, all the same story, just in different versions. I guess when the people were moving bunks and the lockers into the auditorium to house more people, when we shut down some of the units for renovations, when it was illegal to put them in the auditorium because they didn't have a bathroom system. But one of the girls apparently lost her toe because she was a dumb butt and was wearing her shower shoes, and she was moving it, and the locker had fallen and sliced off her toe. My first thought was, one, why are you moving things that heavy in sandals or bare feet? Personally, I do this at home all the time. But at the same time, I'm thinking, you're in prison. And why would you not automatically wear shoes? On that note, all right, I hope you enjoyed those few short stories. If you want any more details about any of those stories or about other people, I'm sure I will give you more feedback later on. But on that note, any questions, comments, concerns, or advice, you guys can list those below. And until next week's Prison Talk, bye. If you personally have been or know somebody who has been or is still currently incarcerated in North Carolina Correctional Institution for Women located in Raleigh, North Carolina, and would like to help do something about helping these women out, please like this video, comment below, and share this video. We need to be the voices on the outside to help these females. Please be kind to each other in the comments and stay awesome. Bye.